And I am live. You see the shirt? See this? You see this? All right. Welcome again to the Military Guna TV. Glad to have you here with me today. Well, tonight basically. The night after the whole shebang. Now, I am not planning to stay too long with you tonight. But what I want to establish is what I've been seeing on social media today. What I have been seeing on social media the entire day. I'm seeing Arteta out. I'm seeing Ozil in. I'm not sure where this is going at the moment. But so far, what we saw today wasn't a good sign. It wasn't a good sign in no sense, in anything at all. It didn't look good. Now, I'm going to give a breakdown of what happened, what could have been better, and what went wrong. So, what I want to start with is the starting lineup. That's where I believe the first wrong. That's where the first wrong went. The first sign of something being wrong in this Arsenal team was the starting lineup. Now, we are all okay with the 3-4-3 formation and trying our best to get it subdued in the fact that it is now embedded in the players. But at this point in time, it is taking away something critical, extremely critical from the team, in which it is our goal scoring prowess. And we're suffering. The team is suffering from it. So I think something has to be done. Something has to be done. So, as I said, it is the first sign. The starting lineup is the first sign of something that I would say is the first sign of something that is bad. It's the first sign of something that we are not going to be anything consistent in this game. When I look at the team lineup and I reflect on some of the midweek games that were played, I have to say, as the coach, Mikel Arteta, you have to take responsibility for some of this. You have to take responsibility for some of this. Reason being, the mindset that the players came out with today was not acceptable. It was not acceptable at no point in time. This has been so far one of the most embarrassing defeats we've had in a long while. And the reason why it is so embarrassing, is because of the manner in which we lost that game. It is all in the manner in which we lost the game. I saw no fight. I saw no hunger. I saw no intent. I saw no killer instinct, no clinical ability. And these things are the ground root of a football team. These things are the ground root of a football team. And if these things are not present, there's no way we will reap success. It would be merely impossible to reap success if these things are not present. Now, let me go into the starting lineup. We have Leno in goal. We're all okay with that. He's our number one keeper. He's our Premier League keeper, so we're all okay with that. Centre back. We have a three centre backs, 3-4-3. It is now time to move away from that 3-4-3. It is time now we instill a solidity inside the midfield, because for too long, both midfielders are separated and so wide apart from each other. Why are they so wide apart from each other? How many situations you'll find where one centre forward is playing, one centre midfielder is playing the ball to the other centre midfielder? Very rare. It hardly happens. You know, the three centre backs are In, Gabriel, Tierney. Out of those three, I cannot punish the three defenders. First goal was an own goal. It is very harsh, but the defensive ability that we were so used to, that we're so happy with, the rigidness, the determination to win back that ball, the determination to get back that ball immediately after we lost it. That wasn't present. It wasn't there at no point in time. And that is alarming. That is very, very much alarming. So we have the centre back trio of Gabriel, Holding, and Tierney. In the midfield four was Saka, left wing back, the midfield pairing of Thomas Partey and Elneny, and right wing back we have Hector Bellerin. Now, the front three, Willian, Lacazette, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Let me get into some details now. Individual performance. Leno, I think you could have done better on the second goal, the one that went through your foot. And the moment I saw that first goal score, the moment the first goal went in, I knew that the team wasn't at odds with the game. From the first goal went in, I knew the team wasn't with odds at the game. You could see the issues. You could see the performances creeping out, that lackluster performances. So, Berlin, I hold you accountable for the second goal. Not much could be done for the third and first, but I hold you accountable for the second goal. You should have done better. Now, the defensive three, Rob Holding, you continuously allowing your man to get in behind. You vacate your position so often in this game. The only person I see in the defensive trio was Gabriel. Too often he has to pick up two strikers and trying to keep them occupied, in which they were actually running rings around him. Watkins created a mirror for the three defenders. He sliced the three defenders up into mince. It was like hot knife through butter. So easy from Watkins. So easy from Watkins. It was embarrassing. Tierney, you can walk with your head held high. You can walk from that game with your head held high. You put in a pound. And that pound that you put in, it was accounted for. The midfield now. Saka, this was a poor game from you. Defensively, it was a poor game. I can see the attacking intent. I can see the killer instinct from Saka. But defensively, it was a very poor game from you. And you have to clean that up a bit. It can be fatigue. But you were rested in the midweek game. You got about 10 minutes or 20 minutes to be effective in that game, and you did. Then you were rested again for this game. So that should not be an excuse. Hector Bellerin, we got no output from Hector Bellerin today. I doubt if he at least attempted 2 or more square crosses inside the 18-yard box. He didn't. Elneny and Thomas Partey, they tried. They tried. But what was missing was a creative player for them to lay the ball off to. Because each time, what you realize is that Elneny was the one who was playing a bit deeper, and Thomas Partey got the freedom to go forward. He got the freedom to go forward. And what you realize is that each time Thomas Partey would receive the ball and he moved, because he's type of person where he moves the ball in transition. So immediately once he moved with the ball, we would realize that he's already in transition and just to make the final pass or to give it to someone else. But there was no movement. There was no movement at all. There was no movement whatsoever up front. That's it for the midfield four. Moving to the attacking third, attacking trio. This is where the cookie crumbled. Willian, Lacazette, Aubameyang. That is exactly where the cookie crumbled. The cookie crumbled when you realize that Lacazette cannot run for 10 yards without catching a breath. Lacazette cannot run 10 yards without catching a breath. Willian is so old. The only thing is left of Willian is for his entire body to turn into powder. His entire body to turn into powder. He is so old. He cannot run. He cannot cross the ball. He cannot kick the ball. I saw Willian get a perfect opportunity inside the 18-yard box. Inside the 18-yard box. About six or so yards away from the goal. And Willian scrubbed the ball right across the goal. And he was inside 18-yard box facing the goal. You're so old, you forgot how to apply the proper technique to kick a ball? Come on. That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. And Mikel Arteta, you have to take some blame for this. You have to take some blame for this because Willian, day in, day out, is not performing. He came on in the Europa League midweek and he did not perform. Immediately when Pepe came on the field, you can see the drive, you can see the intent. He got more clinical shots off the goal than what Willian did the entire 60 or so minutes he was on the field. And this is unacceptable. This is not good at any level. It is unacceptable. Lacazette, how long will Mikel Arteta continuously fail with Lacazette before these same players throw him under a bus? How long? Are you planning to let these guys throw you under the bus before you drop one of these guys? Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Let's move to the captain. Let us move to our captain. No. I'm not seeing anything from him so far. I am not seeing anything from our captain so far. I am not seeing anything from our captain so far. Since he signed the contract, and I don't want to go too harsh on him. Reason being, the reason why I don't want to go too harsh on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is because he's not being played in his respectful position. But that is not an excuse because where he's playing right now is the same place he played last season and came second in the Golden Boot Challenge. So something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. What is wrong? No, this is a time in which Mikel Arteta said, realize that something must be done. There must be a change. A change is needed. A change is needed. And I'm not sure when that change will apply, but I can tell you it is needed. And I'm not sure if he definitely wants to wait until when the cookie decides to crumble. When the cookie is going to crumble, that is the time you want to make change. You have to do something. So this international break is a perfect opportunity for you to do some work, do some groundwork, allow some of these guys that are not performing to go and have a rest. Sit on the bench. No, a particular Arsenal player, young youth player, Joe Willock, he's been performing so well. All the things that we're lacking at this moment is some of the things that he would definitely bring forward. The attacking intent, the clinicalness in front of goal, the ability to drive inside that 18-yard box from the midfield area, the engine to track back and make an impact defensively. Now, these 76-year-old players like Willian, time has definitely passed. And I'm not sure if something is in his contract which states that he must play every game, or he must play a particular set amount of games, or he must play a particular set amount of minutes to be a part of his team. That must be in his contract. Because this is now full time for Nicolas Pepe to get his shine. You can see when he came on the pitch today, he was ready and raring to go. Eddie Nketiah was doing far much more than what Lacazette did. For the entire game, Lacazette failed to get a shot on target. He failed to get a shot on target. And his time has come. His time has come. And I don't want us to believe that this is where Arsenal Football Club will end up, because there's far, far more to hit than what we are thinking. And Mikel Arteta, as much as I'm going hard on the players, you have to take 50% of the blame just the same. You have to take 50% of the blame just the same. You have to take 50% of the blame just the same. That was unacceptable from our manager. That was unacceptable from the players. And you have to take some of the blame. It's not only on the players, because you're the one who consistently selecting Willian, a 75-year-old player, to play in our attacking in our attack, and he's consistently failing you. He is consistently failing you. When are you going to realize that this guy has passed his best? He has passed his ability to do something on a football field. He has, that's it. Nothing much more can be said about it. He has passed it. And what I want to know, I'm not going in hard on the players and the manager alone. But I'm not the type of person to bash the club. I love this club. But whenever I see something going wrong, I have to talk about it. And what I'm seeing right now is unacceptable. What I'm seeing right now is unacceptable. Poor man management, poor tactics. That's not acceptable. So, but what I want to do now, we're a bit into the player ratings. Why this camera? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go a bit do a bit of player ratings. Leno, 5. Standard performance. Should have saved one of the goals. Didn't. I give him a 5. Rob Holding, 5 as well. Poor. The defense was quite poor. Gabriel, little bit better than Rob Holding. Give him a 6. Kieran Tierney, 6 as well, just as Gabriel. Hector Bellerin, 5. Possible of 4. Poor performance. Thomas Partey, whilst on the field, you were trying. Nothing was happening for you. I give you a 6. Mohamed Elneny, you worked your socks off. I give you a 7. I see many people slating Mohamed Elneny, but he put in a shift. He worked extremely hard. I give Mohamed Elneny a 6. No, a 7. Sorry. Saka, poor game from you today, and you have to accept that. That's how it goes. You're a young man. Some games you play good, some games you play bad. I have to accept that. I give Saka a 5. Willian, 2. For a 75-year-old player, 2. Nothing more than that. Lacazette, 2. Lacazette and Willian, it's time to pack your things and go and have a seat on the bench. Go and have a seat on the bench. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I didn't get much from you. You tried. I give you a 3. Just a little bit better. Just a little bit better than Lacazette and Willian. But the time has come for Mikel Arteta to do something about the formation, and also the most important aspect, do something about the intent and the mental state of these players. They are weak from since the first half. When the whistle blew, I had blown for the first half to complete. I said in the WhatsApp group, this game looks like a 2-0 or 3-0 in favor of Aston Villa. And what happened? Some of my Arsenal friends, they were getting at me saying that I am weak. I said, I am not the one who's weak. Let's see if these players are weak. And they didn't prove me wrong. They did not prove me wrong. They did exactly what I said would happen. They did exactly what I said would have happened. And that's the result. An embarrassment. An embarrassment. Well done to Jack Grealish. Well done to Aston Villa. That was a masterclass. Very good performance. Tactically outclassed Arteta. The big man on the day was Aston Villa, and they won. They were the better team, and they smashed us. Arteta, Mikel Arteta, you have some questions to answer. Why is Willian still playing? Why is Lacazette still playing? The formation needs to be sorted out. Why is the midfield so lackluster? Why is there no creativity in the team? What are you doing, Aubameyang? You're trying to run the man? Are you trying to run this guy into the ground? This is frustrating. This is extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating. And it's so antagonizing when you lose these type of games. Distractions. As I'm saying, this is not what I want to see from this Arsenal team. And we should do better. We can do better. But this international break will come at the right time. And I think we have to do something about it. So right now, what is trending on Twitter is Ozil in and Arteta out. Is that viable? We don't know. At this point in time, what is there for us to say that Ozil is not needed? We have no excuse right now. Arteta has no excuse right now to say Ozil is not needed. Because what Ozil would provide is what we're in lack of. And he's not using the second player who can get that job done. That would be Joe Willock. And see what's happening? We're in problems. Massive, massive problems. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to the Military Guna TV. Before I leave, please drop a like, share, let people see what's happening and what your point of view. Tell me what you think happened. Go in the comments and tell me what you think happened and lay out your frustrations. Please tune in again. I try my best to calm down this time because I'm really upset because I'm so embarrassed because we're the only team out of the top flight didn't reap success over the weekend. And it hurt me to see how good Chelsea is playing at the moment. It hurt me to see how lucky Tottenham is and scraping those wins. Manchester United playing well as well. We're not scoring any goals. We need creativity. And these questions only can be answered by Mikel Arteta. So he is going to come under questionable authorities. He will be questioned because Mikel Arteta is the one who's playing these guys. He's the one who's sending them out. So people are going to question his mentality just as though they are going to question the team's mentality. Today we see players' heads fall. Once you see Aubameyang heads drop, something is not right. And as I can say, Mikel Arteta, you have to fix it. It has to be fixed. You have 2 weeks of international break to get something right, to to implement what you want to implement in the team, and we don't want to see some of these same players coming out again in that Leeds game, because that would be a tough game, and those guys are creating chances and they are scoring. Those players are creating chances and they are scoring. Even though they are conceding, they are scoring lots of goals. And guess what? We are conceding and we're not scoring. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. Just a week ago, we were laughing at Manchester United. Guess what? Guess what? They're on winning ways. And they are scoring. They are likely to provide something in any match they play. We don't have that. But anyways, enough ranting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out. Military Guna. Please like, share, and subscribe. Do not leave this page without subscribing. Please. Out.